welcome everyone to Faded Worlds Blades in the Dark. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Can't
Great.
complain.
Oh,
good.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you tried, you could find something to complain about. I mean,
Shouldn't complain.
Oh, I could definitely
Oh, don't
complain
get me
if I tried hard
started.
enough.
So, let me see. I guess we should just jump right in. I've been thinking I should do like proper introductions or something like that, or maybe talk a little bit about the about Blades in the Dark in general, or just or what's gone on in the game. But I never do. So why stop now? I don't know. We should probably set the scene because we were let me see where we left off. We had been planning to do this this score to steal a hull, which is a essentially a clockwork person with a crazy ghost in it. From it's the Circle of Fire. I should have written down the name of the group.
It's
And
Circle of Flame.
okay, Circle of Flame.
So close, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I blame Johnny Cash. Anyway, obviously that's going to go swimmingly. So I guess with that, I'll turn it over to you, Kelsa, and you can guide us through this milk run.
Oh dear.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, I mean, really, Blades is not about me guiding you places. It's about me being the places that you guide yourselves. And really, you brought this entirely on yourselves. And when you prayed to your goddess for guidance, it's not my fault that she thought it was a good idea, even though I know it's really not.
Hey, don't doubt our goddess, okay? If she says it's a good idea, it's a good
Gotta have
idea.
Yeah, even if we all die, it's probably for the best.
I mean, that's our failure. Danny is
It's
perfect.
Dynia is perfect and alluring and sinister. Brilliant. So, you guys had an elaborate plan to take on the Circle of Flame and steal one of their hulls from their library so that you could give it to the ghost of Rorik, former leader of the Crows, a gang in Crowsfoot. So, each one of you had made a sacrifice to Diania. Well, two of you had made a sacrifice to Diania, and one of you made an inspiring speech with promises of future sacrifices to come.
Yeah, it's an investment.
Investment, great. Yeah, and you are ready to take this on. So, what is your exact plan? You know that there's a library. You know that there is going to be a invitation-only party that a large number of the nobility from the Circle of Flame are going to be attending across town. So what was your in? How are you going to get there?
I believe we were either going to sneak in or talk our way in.
Those are both very good plans.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to follow through on?
Either for me. I can talk and sneak.
Yes. I think William is a better talker than he is a sneaker.
Yeah.
I'm open to either.
So we have 3 people that can talk and or sneak. But okay.
Yeah.
We should
Elsinga,
make
bit of-
something of this.
Elsinga can sway as well. That means everybody can talk, right? So we should just
so.
turn it into a talking thing. We should
Yeah.
just walk in the front door and be like, "Hey guys, we're supposed to be here. We
Yeah.
have a meeting. What? They're not there? What do you mean?"
What do you mean the party isn't here?
Yes. Somebody screwed up, and it's not us. Clearly.
Definitely. Never mind the matching outfits.
Okay, well, I guess then we'll just leave. But before we do, maybe see our library.
We do have our friends in the hive making a bit of a distraction for us.
Yeah, I wonder if they're making the distraction at the same house, or whether they're making the distraction at another place.
And do we have any idea what kind of distraction it's going to be?
I think they're going to send like a few guys over and
Yeah, they were gonna do a
shit.
violent some raid or something like that. I remember something.
Yeah, so it's probably best that we sneak in then if the people at the front desk, so to say, are going to be occupied elsewhere.
I mean, talking our way in also would work better if they're just not there or occupied.
Yeah, we could come in feigning to be all panicked. Maybe.
That's a question. Do we wait until the raid starts before we go in? I think we should go in before then, so we are not in the line of fire as much. We should probably come up with a signal for the other guys, like we'll wear a red bandana or something around our arms, just so that they know that they shouldn't be shooting at us. And if we come in beforehand on friendly terms, then the people at the front desk know that we're not the ones attacking, so hopefully they won't, shoot at us either. So I think we should go in before the raid and just introduce ourselves nicely, and then be all like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" Panicked, run into the library to hide, and
So
walk out the back door with the help.
Is the plan to have the raid be on a timer and just arrive a certain amount of time beforehand, or is the plan to get in there and then give a signal and have the raid start?
I imagine that we just, let them know, like, hey, we're going in now, come, running in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more. I don't think we have the authority to tell them when to start. So I think we just know when they're going to start.
Probably, but
we go in a bit before that.
Yeah, we'll go in a couple of minutes before the raid, and happily walk to the front desk and be like, "Hey, we have an invitation to the party."
Yeah, for sure. Go with that.
Good. Can't possibly blow up in our faces.
Well, I mean,
possibly.
Definitely not. It's absolutely 100% flawless.
It might not be, but we'll be good at solving the trouble when it comes.
Yeah.
So we should dress up like all ready for a party, like put on our fanciest clothes and make sure that we secure an invitation or something that looks like an invitation to take along.
Something that looks vaguely like an invitation. All right, do you guys want to actually get an invitation? You do a flashback to getting that, or do you want to?
I would like to get an
forge an invitation and then make a roll when it gets inspected to see whether or not it passes muster.
No, I'll go get me an invitation.
Okay. How do you get an invitation, Ruby, the street urchin, son or daughter of a doctor, to one of the fanciest parties in Brightstone?
Well, I mean, I can do it, or William Kildare can, do something, being a more noble person.
Let's look at the map, by the way, just so we can.
Oh. Let me rejoin as player, because I never forget to do that.
Yeah, I know, never. What I made a mistake and gave you by giving you GM privileges.
Yeah,
no one should have all this power.
Not really. I don't.
Well, it was useful at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I always, like, whenever you switch maps, I realized, like, hey, I have GM powers, because I didn't switch, I was already on the map.
I was here all along.
You forgot to drag all the players over. That's what you forgot.
I'd happily do it. Like I'd happily, go up to someone and be like, "Sir, I would love, like, I've never been to a party in my whole life, and I would love an invitation. If you're not going, could you give me yours or something like that?" But I mean, it might be more suited to William Kildare. If you want, you can.
Yeah, I think it might be more suited to William's channels. I think he might actually be dragging his tail behind his legs and just going to see his family, like whoever they sent out to like replace
Big
him
mistake.
after he went under.
Big mistake.
It's probably like a younger cousin or something that he hasn't had much contact with in a long time.
Okay. Yeah. Do you wanna play that out? What's your cousin's name?
I'm gonna say that my cousin's name is Sylvester. Sylvester Kildare.
All right. Sylvester Kildare has taken over your position more or less in the Kildare Holdings after William went AWOL because he fell in love with a goddess, or and among other things.
You black sheep of 1,000 young.
Gods and other drugs.
I'm taking that. That's a good quote. Gods and other drugs. So you go to is there like a Kildare estate that you go to, or is there like an office that you have holdings, or?
Yeah, there's like a Kildare trading company somewhere down by the docks. Probably own like a few like storage, not rooms, but like storage places, and some sort of like shipping
like
office.
Warehouses.
Yeah, warehouses is the word.
Okay. So, you go over there to the docks, and it's how long has it been since you've been to the Kildare shipping company docks?
It's probably been about half a year. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So, in that last half a year, I'd say it's changed a little bit. The the smell has gotten worse.
Shit.
But maybe it's just because you haven't set foot in the docks in the last 6 months that you'd forgotten how just fishy it can be that close to the water. You'd think that just crossing a canal would not make that much difference, but it does. And you approach the building that is your like company headquarters, or so what you call it, and you can see that there is a bright new sign, and there's like a little plaque with like a framed picture of your cousin Sylvester that says under new management. Everything has been repainted. There's extra lights. It's one of the most well-lit businesses down in the docks, becoming like a little jewel of the neighborhood. The street in front has been swept clear of debris, but there's still that just overpowering, like, oily fishiness in the air as you come into the docks. So you can see through the window. There's a secretary. She used to be your secretary, but now she's Sylvester's secretary. She's got her very red hair cut into like a little bob, and she's wearing like a dress suit for doing business in, looking very professional but still very noble at the same time. Yeah, does she see you before you come inside, or do you see her first?
I think there's that moment when I like walk by to get to the door, and we sort of like lock eyes in the window. And William
what does she think of you?
Probably not very highly. Like I saw you disappeared while we were in the middle of some large trade deal.
Now, was the she doesn't think very highly of you because he disappeared and he'd been a good influence on the company before that, or because he disappeared and he'd been a shitty influence on the company before that?
Yeah, more like that. Like he'd started his descent into shit long before he actually left. He started making deals with terrible people, and so just left the company in the middle of a large mess. Probably like sold off the same shipload to 3 different gangs. Yeah, so they probably been dealing with that for the past months or so.
In that case, I think as soon as she sees you, she stands up very quickly from her chair and marches over to the door and flips the close sign and goes to lock the front door while staring at you through the window.
So you're sure you wanted to come here?
Yeah, I think so. I think he is going to walk up.
This is going to go terribly. Of course he wants to be here.
Yeah.
Let's help you play Blades.
He's going to walk up and knock on the door and say, Lena, I need to talk. It's important.
She sighs and rolls her eyes and opens the door instead of locking it.
Thank you.
Showing your face around here after this long.
I know it's not the best of times, but I need some help. And
of course you do. She rolls her eyes again, and she starts walking back towards the back room, like one of the doors in the back. So where is the office that used to be your office.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "You don't need to talk to Sylvester, right?"
Yeah, is he in?
Yeah, but he's not going to want to see you.
Ah, well, I'm rather used to that.
Yeah, so she goes up to the door to the office, and she knocks twice, and then there's a come in, and so she just opens the door and just kind of gestures inside without introducing you.
Yeah, I straighten my back a bit. Walk in. Hey, silly! It's been a long time.
Did you just call him silly?
Yep.
Okay.
Dandelion. He was sitting with his feet up on the desk, and he kind of his chair pushed back, and he leans forward and drops down, and the chair goes thunk as the 2 feet hit the ground that had been propped up. And he's like, "I didn't expect to see you, Dandelion. Thought you were off following your fantasies."
Well, let's all make some time for the family every now and then. You know how it is.
What do you need?
Oh, and before or while we're setting this up, I would like to help not by being there, but just by having a ghost ready to just kind of sort of invisibly make things more tense and uncomfortable.
We're doing that well enough
That
on our
sounds
own.
that sounds like a setup action, maybe. Are you trying to improve his position or his success here?
I think improve position, sort of something feels creepy here. I'll just give him what he wants so that he'll go away.
Okay. Roll an attune to have your ghost do those things.
Alrighty.
This is risky. If you mess up, the ghost will be there, but it's not going to be doing what you want.
Okay.
It'll be like, "Sure, Farouk," and then goes there and messes with William Kildare.
Yeah, Farouk would never do such a thing.
No.
I mean, Farouk, did you warn William that this was the plan?
Given how things have been going lately, probably not. Because, if
It's just sort of a win-win for Furka.
Yeah, because if it backfires,
Right.
then I can go on about how he had one job, and couldn't pull it off. So, yeah. Anyway, let me see. Do I want to go out of my way to improve my odds of it succeeding? Given that it's a win-win.
You can take a devil's bargain. The spirit you summon is extra scary because you summon it from another dimension, and mark 1 on the doom track.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we're not blowing this place up yet.
The doom track.
I mean,
has
I
12
do love
things.
this. I mean, this doom clock is looking pretty empty.
Okay, well, I wouldn't want the doom clock to feel empty and lonely. So, sure, let's
All right.
let's do that
You
thing.
die. You are welcome for it. So I think you reach out into the spirit, into the spirit field, and you touch something that feels unfamiliar. And of course, Farouk being Farouk, it latches onto that.
Oh yeah.
Unfamiliar. Wow.
Yeah.
Jackpot.
Like you're like, whatever this is, it's not what I thought. It's not what I thought I was looking for, but it's what I want now. It's how I feel like the kind of emotions going in Farouk's head. So roll me.
Oh yeah. This new being that I have
standard.
Okay.
I think this is probably with that devil's bargain, risky. Great. Like what you're doing is risky, but you're gonna have great effect if you succeed.
Okay. This thing real quick then. Okay. Here we go. All right.
All right, 5. So you succeed.
And I spend a stress too, right?
No, because you're doing a setup action.
Okay.
So you don't need to send a
I agree.
You do not need to spend a stress there.
Alrighty.
Because this is all part of a flashback that is a 0 stress flashback. Because it all makes sense. Like William going to go see his cousin to get the party invitations to go to the party that you're setting up the score at. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Farouk secretly sending the spirit along to back up William 100% makes sense. There's nothing out of the ordinary or strange that you are proposing here.
Except
There's
for the
no
obvious.
weird,
Yes.
Like, oh, I saw this coming moments, you know? This is just Farouk being weird, and that's 100% normal.
Yeah.
So, on a 5, though, you do it. So, your position going into this is actually going to be controlled. Like, it sounds like this whole setup sounded like you were kind of in a not that great position, William, but what you have is like this aura of presence around you that is secretly this spirit from another plane that is kind of bolstering you here, giving you a controlled position because it's putting everybody else off guard.
Wonderful.
But things have gone wrong. I am going to say most obvious thing is that it's going to a complication is going to occur. I'm going to go ahead and use that complication just to put another click on the doom clock because the
you really ripped him in reality.
Whatever you have summoned here has got its claws through the veil. So you have basically you've shown whatever's on the other side that there is a way through here in Dustfall. Now they know.
It must feel very satisfying.
Oh yes. It is my dream to be opener of the way.
I mean,
I'm
it would be fitting
sure.
if he just destroyed the world in the last episode.
Yeah.
I mean,
odds
that
do
could
seem
happen.
likely of that.
Seems good. Not to make plans ahead of time or anything, but so William, what are you doing? You're here. You're in a very controlled situation, and you can see your cousin. Like he sits up and he's like, "What do you want?" But then like he shifts uncomfortably because there's something just outside of his feeling. He feels like an itch in his brain as this spirit follows you into the room.
Yeah, I think because William is haunted, we can see this spirit through his eyes, and it's just this mass of like hands and tentacles and like, mouths that just swirl along his body and just whispering into him and just say, talk to him, kill him, stab him, murder him.
Yeah.
Blow up the place.
Each of the different mouths is saying one of those things repeatedly, and it is a blob that kind of twists around, and so a different mouth gets closer to his ear as it is a swirling, writhing mass.
We see William sort of like steel himself. I'm going to need a favor from you, Sylvester. It's not going to be fun for any of us, but it's going to happen.
Well, I do owe you a favor, William, since you so graciously vacated this position and left it open for me.
Oh, we all have our crosses to bear in the times to come, don't we? I think I put an arm on his shoulder, and the demon just like swirls over to him.
Yeah, and like you put your arm on his shoulder, and he shudders. And it's like from the outside, it's not entirely clear. If it's because like he can sense the demon, or if it's because you're his weird drugged out cousin, and you're touching him.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of both.
It's probably a bit of both. Yeah.
My weird drugged out cousin is touching me.
Right.
Know that feeling.
I don't.
Don't we all? So yeah, he like side eyes the hand on his shoulder and is like, as long as I and like he was about to say something, but then he just stops. He like moves your hand.
Too much tweaker vibe.
And then takes a step back, and is like, I'll help you, William, but this is the last time.
I think William just laughs and smiles. Yes, the last time.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he sighs and shudders again, and he's like, tell me, Dandelion, how can I help you?
There's going to be a party. Wonderful, wonderful party.
There's always parties. This is Dustfall.
It's a wonderful party with the circle of the flame. I'm going to need an invitation for myself and some others. I assume that Father has received this invitation by now? Or Uncle, for you, I suppose? Uncle Bernard.
He nods.
And I suppose he's not going to be able to make it. Same as always.
As always. I will admit I wasn't much looking forward to going myself, but sending a pariah such as you is not going to look good on the family.
Well, I might be the only thing you have.
Yeah, let's roll there. Are you consorting with him or are you swaying?
It doesn't
I'm not
seem
entirely clear.
It doesn't seem like he's willing to comply, like out of the bat. So I think I'm swaying him.
So he's got a little bit of stubbornness here. I think to get him to give you this, it's going to be a 4 o'clock. But you're in a controlled position right now, so you can do it fairly easily. So as a 4 o'clock, it's possible if you crit to just clear it in 1, but otherwise it's probably going to take you 2 or 3 tries. Maybe different, what do you call it? Tactics.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sway him first. I'm going to...
Beg and threaten and bribe and... And, murder if you have to.
See, I'm going to push myself for a bonus die, so I'll have the 1.
Sure. Let's see it.
4.
4. All right. So 4 is worth 2 ticks here. And so yeah, you say I may be all you have. And he sighs. So there is still problem here. So with a 4 on controlled, you hesitate. Withdraw to try to find a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence. A minor complication occurs, you have reduced effect, you suffer lesser harm, or you end up in a risky position. So you get to choose if you want to pull back and pull off of this when, like, you say that and he goes, or if you want to take the 2 ticks and accept whatever consequences I give you.
I'm going to take the latter.
Okay.
I want some ticks.
You get 2 ticks and a
Tentacles,
so
ticks, and creature vibe.
A minor complication occurs and you end up in a risky position. So the complication is that he says, listen, I didn't really want to do this myself, but there's important business that needs to get done at parties like these. I can't just trust it to a fop such as yourself, Dandelion. It needs to be done by a real businessman. And you're now in a more risky position, because if you try to convince him that you can do this for him, there's a greater consequence if you fail. Convince him, or even if you succeed with a 4 or 5.
You should convince the spirit to
I think I might
take over this guy. If he's not gonna do it willingly, then tentacle demon inside.
You still got an opportunity here. He's saying that he doesn't really want to go, but he has a reason to be there.
Sure, I mean, like,
but you can.
I do like that idea. I think we get this like Twitch Williams eye when he calls him a fop. It would have been nothing without me. I do like grab.
Does he say that part out loud?
Like, not loud enough for anyone to hear. But he's like, I think he grabs his like Sylvester's shoulder again, but this time the demon is sort of like rides on him, like rides on the arm, and trying to like convince it more or less to like possess him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like an attune. And what is your goal by having this weird demon spirit possess your cousin? Is it just to succeed in getting the tickets and you don't care what happens?
Yeah.
Or do you have? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, feel free to take an extra die if you'd like me to give you a tick on the Doom track.
Fine, let's go.
All right.
All the way.
Let's do it. Doom track. This is good, guys. It's real good.
We're racing down that Doom track now.
I created it for you a couple of sessions ago. Oh, this is real bad.
Yeah.
Oh, this is deliciously bad. So you're only in a risky position here. I say only risky.
Yes. So far.
But let's pick the Doom track. Okay, tasty. So, with a 3, things go badly. Except for harm, a complication occurs. Oh, obviously. So you reach out to with your attunement to be like, infect this man, and the demon turns back on you and starts to put its weird tentacles into your brain. You can feel like no one can see this, but you can, except you. And so it turns around on your arm, and it's like tentacles start clawing towards your mouth. And it's going to climb inside you instead of him. And so you will become possessed by this creature if you do nothing.
I would love to resist this.
Okay.
I wonder why.
I mean, you don't have to.
I don't feel like retiring just yet.
You mean it's not more the merrier inside Kildare?
That's just for Rook.
He's not about that. He's not about that life anymore. Let's see. What am I resisting with?
That's up to you. But it sounds like...
Let's see. I think I'm just trying to talk it out of me, more or less. Like, no, not me, him. You have this all wrong. No, other one.
So, I mean, a resistance is going to be your prowess, insight, or resolve.
Yeah.
This really sounds like resolve to me.
Yeah. It's definitely Kildare's preferred method of resisting things.
If you want to say, no, him, not me, get out loud, so your cousin hears it, I will give you a bonus die to resist this.
Well, I have 4 dice.
Well,
math should work in my favor.
Fine.
Yeah.
You
Math
do it then.
has never let me down.
Famous last words.
Come on, math, don't let me down. Daddy needs a new pair of tickets.
Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, crit.
Wow.
Ooh,
Alright, so not only do you take no stress, you get to remove a stress. When you crit on a so yeah, like the demon thing turns around to go into you instead, and you just eyeball it down.
No.
And they're like, no. And it's like, oh, my bad, sorry.
This is my body, scrub.
But it's not willing to try to infect your cousin. Just in case his willpower is as strong as yours. So it will still continue to give you like a fictional bonus here as far as keeping the room tense, but it will not. It has a mind of its own. Like, you can't just tell it to do stuff and it works. It's weird.
You should properly humiliate your cousin and show the creature that your cousin doesn't have willpower.
Well, I mean, by that point, it might just you might just be able to get your cousin to capitulate. But yeah, what do you do? He's like, your cousin is sitting there, and like, there's just this long moment that passes from his point of view, where you have your hand on his shoulder and you say nothing and stare at him. Actually, you stare slightly to his left as you're actually looking at this invisible demon, and he's like, looks at you, and finally he's like, and he puts his own hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "Are you okay, William?"
I'm just, how it is, toying with forces beyond my control, the usual. It's...
Yeah, like, he thinks that you're being flippant, and he sighs and drops his hand to the side, and it's like...
Yeah, I would like to try and like, manifest
Dandelion,
the demon
always like a puff of dust on the breeze. Can't you be serious for just 1 minute here?
Oh, I can be serious. And I want to try and force the demon into him.
So you're going to try to force the demon into him?
Yeah.
Alright, this is definitely desperate and to limited effect. Because the demon does not want to go.
Yeah. Beef with
yeah.
both of these to it at this point.
Yeah. Clearly, you are tastier than your cousin.
So is this attuned then?
Yeah, it's attuned still. There's no...
Is there any way we can help in some way?
Fur, can you rein in your beast, make it compliant?
No, he doesn't know, because he's not like in a direct mental link with it. He sent it, he like summoned it, sent it on this mission with you. He doesn't have like direct control over it. If he was there in the room, then sure, but he has
Yeah,
no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe he could have done a flashback how he prepared William Kildare for this, but
Yeah, like if this thing doesn't
I don't know what we can
behave.
do.
Yeah,
I mean,
Or I could totally be not like in the scene, but on the scene, like somewhere hanging around nearby, so that you could go, excuse me for a moment, and grab it.
I can't like the two of us having a talk back at the cathedral. Like if this thing goes out of control.
it
what
would have
should I
been
do?
nice if we had
Okay.
Zing, because then Zing could have made William Kildare a strength of mind potion or something like that. And...
It would have been also nice if you guys had Lon and he could just like do Bound in Darkness to connect with him.
Yeah, that would have
I
been
mean,
nice
how
too.
long does it take for a character to come back? I could still decide to play.
I mean, you could be zinged if you wanted to be zinged right now. You've been gone for more than an episode, so you could be back if you wanted to.
So, what do you guys think? Who would you prefer?
Up to you.
Yeah.
What do you feel like
I
playing?
like them both.
I don't care. Whatever you feel like doing.
Well, I mean, I think that Zinged coming back is going to be kind of a big deal. So, I feel like maybe keeping it El Zingdo is the right choice here.
All right.
Especially if nobody has a distinct preference.
Good. Then, there it is.
Yeah, I would not mind a flashback to the cathedral, where just me and Farouk talking about how to handle this demon if it goes out of control.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so we flash back to Farouk as you're getting ready to summon this thing. What do you tell William? All right, I'm going to be sending this spoopy ass shit after you. What happens?
Well, I think that initially Farouk will be all you have to do is lead it like you do. But then he'll grudgingly go over like the mental state to be in when you try and command it, that sort of thing.
What should one do to a follower that misbehaves?
Yes, one should be gracious about it up to a point.
Indeed.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So I just spend the stress rather than rolling anything, right? Wrong.
Yeah. If you're helping him with the tune, so giving him an extra die, then you'd spend the stress. And if you're trying to set him up, so to make sure that his effect is not limited, for instance, then you'd have to take another action, like study this specific type of demon and give him information or something, and then roll. You'd have to roll.
Okay. What would you prefer?
Let's see. I think because standard effect would get me up to like if I succeed to some extent. I think that gets me the 2 ticks to like complete the clock.
Yeah, if you succeed with standard effect, it will give you the 2 ticks you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just set up.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's that is a tune.
No, you shouldn't be rolling a tune because in that case you're helping.
Oh, okay.
Anything.
Okay, so can I
I could see that.
I guess I'm just gonna get to know the thing a little bit better. Hang out, have spirit tea.
Spectral tea with it? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Still risky though.
Yeah, definitely.
You're gonna go have some death essence together?
Yes. Standard for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and I think no extra dice. Let's roll it. Well, there's a hitch.
All right. So you succeed, but I mean, obviously the complication is there's more doom. Like whatever this thing is a forerunner. I mean, I just can't
You
help myself.
used
This doom clock is
a
too
tune
good.
instead of consort.
Oh, whoops.
Do
So
you have
this-
more dice for consort?
Yeah, it should be 2 more. Okay.
Roll 2 dice then.
Nope.
But still 5.
Doom, doom, doom.
Doom, 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 doom. I think this also takes time, and it's gonna also put a tick onto your the Aruvian consulate make Docker sauce clock
Beautiful.
because they've had more time to study it while this is all going down. Like this was something that you've taken some time, like a couple of days, to get into the works, and you spent however long getting to know this demon, this thing, this not spirit, horror from beyond. You and this horror from beyond are like good buddies now, by the way, Farouk. You guys are like
Excellent.
I mean, not like tight enough that it's like a guy on your sheet or anything, but tight enough that you can definitely give William the knowledge to be able to get his positioning up here. So.
Yeah, when the tentacles flip like this, that means that it's happy. But when they flip like this, that means that it's hungry.
Weren't those two the same thing?
No. One's like this, and the other one's like this. Clearly, quite different, distinct.
Oh, yeah, I see, of course.
This is why it takes so long. It's just Farouk explaining the difference between this and this. And
Yeah.
it's like...
It's
like
all
no,
hand
he goes
signals.
left first versus going right first. God, it's obvious. It's so easy. Just open your third eye, William. Come on.
Yeah. Speaking of opening things, I think what's about to happen.
All right. It does not want this, but you can... It's desperate, so you're going to get your desperate tick here, William. And,
Limited.
but
That's the
it
standard
goes,
thing.
it goes up from limited to standard, so...
And I'm also going to push myself for an extra die. So let's see, here we go.
2 stress for an extra die is pretty sweet. Bam!
Open wide, cousin.
Alright, so yeah, like... He's like, are you okay? And you're like, of course.
I'm better
And then,
than
like,
ever.
just... Yeah. And, like, he opens his mouth to say something again, and, like, starts to gag on nothing. That's what, like, the camera shows of the real vision.
Yeah, it's not
And
nothing.
then
I'm shoving my hand down his throat.
Oh, you're literally shoving your hand down his throat.
Yeah.
Damn. Alright, I was just gonna say, no,
Mm.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, and you're like, bah. Yeah, he's like gagging on your hand. And
Yeah,
like,
but like probably just see this from like the outside of the office. It's just like dimmed image through like a curtained window or something.
like the shadows through like the like kind of milky pane of glass.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's like leaned up against the table and kind of leaning backwards as you are just shoving this in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, like you can start to see the shadows of the tentacles going against the glass, and it's just like, yeah. And then after like a solid 30 seconds of him like choking and gagging and your hand down his throat, you withdraw your hand and he blinks a few times and looks at you with alien eyes.
Good. We have much to do. I suspect you will be useful in times to come. For now, I just need a little paper with my father's name on it.
The thing that used to be your cousin nods its head, and it's a weird jerky motion that does not set right with you, and goes over to a drawer and opens it up, and like in classic TV style, it's just like sitting on the top of the drawer on top of some other paperwork, like perfectly square filigree, with like cordially invite the Kildares to,
Yeah.
plus entourage, as befits your family. And it picks it up and hands it to you and closes the drawer.
Wonderful. And now, one last thing before I go. Be nice to the secretary. She hasn't done anything bad.
Yeah, like its face goes through like it's tasting
that
something
poor
sour
secretary.
into like a deep frown, but it nods its head in that jerky manner again, and then that's a good scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you've got your invitations, so you can go. Are you going to dress up for this party or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mask and everything.
Oh, masks. All right.
We will look fancy.
They're going to look beautiful.
Oh, the ladies will be over us.
Yeah. All right. So
austere but dignified.
We're gonna cut over to the party.
So we're not going to the party actually.
We're not going to the actual party. We're going to the library.
Yeah, we're going to the library with the party invitation.
Yeah.
And be like, wasn't the party here?
Yeah, it's the very elaborate cover.
Oh, I see. You guys are like
You're going hard on the
layers and layers. How did I miss that? Okay. Brilliant.
So that
knows what your plan is.
Like an onion,
it's
we
very
stink.
clear that we're just innocent party guests caught up in something else, and the people who attacked must have been the ones who taken the whole because we had a party invitation and everything. So
yeah, we're very nice people. I assure you.
Just a dad and another dad and another dad with their daughter.
Yeah. Yep.
Or something.
Three men and a baby. I think that's how this works out.
Maybe we should bring Fluffy.
Oh yes. Bringing the devil dog always helps.
I mean,
don't worry, we're not bringing Fluffy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
That's not overcomplicated.
No.
not actually helpful.
Yeah, I think we can flash forward to the library with us at the front looking fancy as all heck.
Yeah, so you guys are looking fancy as all heck. You have your party invitation, and you knock on the door. Knock on the door to this here party. And so if everything goes according to plan, you're going to come in and you'll be like, oh no, we thought the party was here. And they're going to be like, no, actually, it's somewhere else. And then, like, explain to me, assuming everything goes exactly according to your plan, how this would play out, that you get inside the library and you get to the hall. Like, you show the invitation at the door, they let you in, and then they're going to go call you a coach and leave you alone. Then the people attack. Like, exactly how do you expect it to play out? So,
yeah, I think that's pretty fair summary of it. Like, the main thing is that we're going to be inside and have like a proper reason to be there before the raid starts.
Yeah.
So they won't suspect us, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that once we arrive and they tell us that the party's over there, we apologize for the confusion, but maybe just say we saw some fellows outside who definitely don't belong in this neighborhood. Perhaps we could stay for a few minutes till they move along.
Yeah, something like that.
Shouldn't we do a
Engagement roll?
Yeah, that one.
No, let's skip that. That
Nope.
Don't need that.
No, I was just getting to the point where we were going to do an engagement roll. So, you're going against the Circle of Flame here.
Yes.
And they are a tier 3 gang. You guys are a tier 1 gang, so they are a little bit ahead of you here. But you fictionally positioned yourself to be in a fairly good position. You do not look like the ragamuffin tier 1 gang that you are. You have an invitation to be somewhere Circle of Flame adjacent. And most of the security is over at the party and not here. So I'm going to say this is probably 2 dice, all things considered. They have standard preparations. They are still quite a bit a higher tier than you, but you definitely more than balance the scales as far as how ready they are for this particular method of attack. So let's see what happens.
Let's see. Does our help? Is there help from the hive counted into that?
That is already accounted for.
Wonderful.
KH1. Well, it goes.
Same.
Great.
Here's what I think happens. I think your help from the hive is attacking the party and not the library. So you're expecting them to show up. Yeah.
It does. We didn't specifically tell them where to attack.
Even if you did, they have their own prerogative.
Yeah, makes sense, I suppose.
And decided that attacking the party was going to do a bigger blow to their enemies than helping out their little friends.
I mean, that's still good for us.
I mean, it means that you are now dealing with
a very different situation.
A very different situation than you were expecting.
Yeah. So
you're here. You're inside.
Ma'am, do you have a toilet that I can use? I really need to pee.
That old trick.
Worked so well last time.
It did. It worked great. Yeah. So the person who opened the door and let you in will be more than happy to lead you over to a toilet room, which you may utilize. And
can my daddy come along? I don't like going alone. I'm a little scared.
These 3 gentlemen are going to pretend is your father?
I'm gonna grab Elsinger's hand.
Obviously, Tycherosi, the creepiest fuck Farouk, or
I mean, I'm gonna grab Elsinger's hand. I mean, my mother could be
Elsinger. Exactly how does your Tycherosi heritage manifest itself here? Like, we all know that Zingd has that weird kind of aura about him. Like, what about Elzingdo? Like,
I think he has a similar aura, but the color is different. It's like a nicer color. It's not this dark one. It's like orange. Orange is orange, not deep purple or something like that.
The bright pink.
My mother wasn't Tycherosi. Maybe I was adopted. Like, don't judge. So I assume I need to roll for this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I want to take Elzingdo along because he can sneak. And then I shouldn't open Zingd's character sheet. I should open Ruby's.
That makes sense.
So, what is my position?
It's risky. The fact that you're even here is kind of like questionable, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's risky standard.
Okay. Let's see. I'd take a devil's bargain.
Ooh.
I mean, could always put some points on some clocks. I don't know how that's applicable, but
I'm trying to think of what devil's bargain might be useful here. I can't really think of one that would really apply, but we could probably say that you get some heat here. You mention like something you say or do implicates you that this is the Shroud of Diania.
I know.
And so you're gonna get some heat for this mission.
I mean that works for me, but I have a different suggestion.
Oh no! I mean, yes.
I imagine that I've heard that Taikarosi are known as like or have kind of a bad reputation because they have demonic blood. What if this guy is a member of the nationalist No Demons in Our City group that really dislikes anything like Taikarosi. And alerts the group to our presence and to the fact that I'm at least half Taikarosi and whatever negative opinions he might have, which might impede us later.
I feel like that would be giving you like you saying that would be basically changing this from risky standard to risky limited.
Okay.
Which
is not really what I want. Okay, just heat works.
Yeah. It could just be that that you actually have to pay. You're gonna be out of commission for a little while.
No, heat works for me.
Okay. 5. All right, you success. Wow, everything else is a 1. Am I reading that right?
No, 2 4s and a 5.
Oh,
1, 2 4s and a 5.
Man,
so it's not that bad.
I need to. My eyes aren't quite focused yet. Okay.
Good morning.
These contacts, I tell ya.
Yar.
So, you're successful in getting like out of the room, deeper in, use the restroom, and take Elzingdo with you. And I think what happens here is that you are you wind up in a you wind up with a complication here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that complication is I'm going to start a clock of they're suspicious and call the guards.
Okay. Does he go along with us?
That.
Like,
do we
he
have you over there?
Okay. I would like to distract the guy walking us over there. So that Elzingdo can slip away and just make like a hand signal to Elzingdo behind the guy's back for like go.
Okay, sure.
Let's
do that.
And distract the guy in the meanwhile so that he doesn't realize that Elzingdo, who was previously walking behind us, is not walking behind us anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So I'll just be happily talking about the teddy bear I got the other day, and what do teddy bears look like in Duskfall? I feel they wouldn't be teddy bears.
It's probably one of those like
teddy
that we fought earlier.
Like a plush ghost or something.
Because one of those like
I love like a little plush ghost. That's adorable. And like you're rich enough, you can have like, or you're playing a character that's rich enough that can like have the ones with actual like electroplasm inside to make their eyes glow.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Ruby's
push
only
myself.
actually seen those like in shop windows, but now she can pretend that she has one.
Yay! That makes her happy. I'm sure she'd be describing it with a lot of enthusiasm. What's my position and effect?
What are you? So this is for you to distract while Elzindo
Sneaks
buggers
out.
off.
Yeah.
And your position is pretty good, but it's still risky. Because you're definitely in the heart of enemy territory. And if Elzindo gets caught wandering away, it's gonna be a problem. I feel like this is actually like more of a setup action for Elzindo to roll a prowl to sneak away. So I'm gonna say it's risky standard.
Okay, and I have marked 2 stress to push myself.
Okay.
A 5.
Okay, so you do it. But there is a consequence. So the consequence is this guy is like, he has a daughter that's about Ruby's age, and he is really excited to talk about this ghost doll with you. Like, he's like, I've been thinking about getting one for my daughter. Can you tell me all about it? And he's gonna keep you like occupied for an extended period of time talking about ghost dolls.
I mean, that's like, good.
It is good, but it also means that you're not going to have access to Ruby and all of her abilities.
Yeah.
Elzindo.
Yes.
He gives you the hand signal. Time to sneak away. Show us that you're a sneaky bastard.
Yeah, so I would have increased his position, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah.
I see.
So you're in a controlled position to just ghost out of there.
Okay. I think I'll push myself. A controlled position.
Can I set up and help him?
No, you cannot set up and help him.
Okay.
The standard effect?
Standard effect, yes.
Oh!
I'm glad it was controlled.
It's just fantasy.
So with controlled, you are blocked or you falter. Press on by seeking a risky opportunity or withdrawal for try a different approach. So like, I think what happens is as Ruby is like going into this whole thing, the guy remembers that you're there, Elzindo, and says, as her father, can you tell me a little bit about how much these things cost? What's the best store I should be going to? And like starts to like ask you a bunch of questions, Elzindo, about this hypothetical ghost doll that doesn't even exist, but like really pressing exacting details. Like he knows a lot about ghost dolls. He's actually been doing his research on this. He clearly loves his daughter.
Okay. I'm gonna try and help Elzindo with whatever he's gonna do by being like, oh no, but my mother bought it.
Yeah, that's what I was about. I don't exactly know because mother bought it, but I think it was about whatever is the currency. It does for never really...
Slugs or eels are the like individual actual coins, or one coin of value is like.
It's like a bag full of money.
You should just be like,
yeah.
I don't really look at individual eels. Like, I'm anything for my lovely daughter.
I would think like say something an amount that would be expensive for me, but I know it wouldn't be too expensive for people like him. So yeah. Then I'm trying to.
So are you attempting to like resist this consequence of him engaging you in conversation?
No, actually, I would like to sway him that. Oh, but I have thought about. I can.
Shouldn't you be sneaking away?
Yeah, I try to sway him that I need to go somewhere else right now, or that I need to find my wife so he can talk with her about it, or something like that.
You should
Well, he
just say
knows
like
that
it's in
she's
your
not-
bag back in the general room. Let me go get the receipt.
I just happen to have it with me. That sounds way more suspicious than anything else. Oh, of course, I just happen to have my receipt with me in my pocketbook. I was going to a party, so I brought it along.
Maybe he gathers his receipts.
So technically, as a controlled, you're blocked or you falter. You can press on by seizing a risky opportunity, or withdraw and try a different approach. So if you want to seize a risky opportunity to just be like, "Up, I gotta go," go for it.
I mean, I guess I really would like to do that, but I can't think of anything that would be not that suspicious. I guess resisting is the best call here.
I mean,
you can come up with something, and I can be all like, yeah, it's okay, Daddy. You know, this nice gentleman here will protect me from the toilet demons.
Those are real things.
good
by the
old
way.
toilet demons.
It's a problem.
Yeah, so I mean,
No,
basically,
that is, yeah, that's a scary idea. Toilet demons.
So yeah, I mean, you can back off and try a different approach, which is going to be like to try to talk your way around it, or you can just be like disappear anyway, even though he's looking right at you to ask you these questions.
Yeah, I mean, but that would be really suspicious. So
I
I guess I'll just try to sway that.
Okay.
I'm really looking for this one person here. I thought he told me that the party would be here, so I guess he's probably here, and I want to find him so I can talk about some business matters that I need to attend to with him. God damn it! Why Skype?
Here's
I
an
don't want to.
Eldritch tunes from a distance. The backscapes approach.
Yeah, I try to make him convince him that I have to find some a friend of mine or a business partner of mine that should be here because I'm wrong the wrong place because he told me to be here. That the party is actually here. So
Okay.
and wow, that would be yeah. I was just going. Yes. Yes.
I wanted
give
to
me the
help. I completely forgot
complications.
to help. Sure.
It's too late to help now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said sure.
He was zinged playing the Skype tune on his bagpipes in the background. So yeah, you succeed. There is a consequence. You suffer harm, a complication occurs, or you have reduced effect or end up in a desperate position. You suffer harm, I think. I think he's giving you a headache. Like, you successfully, like, extract yourself from this situation, but, like, just thinking about spending that much money on a doll is giving you a headache. And just take level 2 harm of headache. Like, you're
Level
like,
2 harm. Wow.
Yep. It just
It's
goes right
migraine.
through you. Yeah, it's brutal. That's what it is.
Get in the vapors.
You sure that he's not kind of a demon or I don't know, bribing a demon to do this?
Well, the Circle of Flame is a
No.
cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a level 2 harm,
could
I
be.
need a healing clock for that. That's
You can
that's
try and resist
crazy.
it. You can try and resist it.
Yeah,
if
you can
don't want
definitely
to.
try to resist it.
Yeah, I need to resist that. I mean, that's oh god, this is.
Well, I mean, it's not try to.
ridiculous.
When you say you resist, you resist. It's just how much stress do you take by resisting it.
So I would
It's
use
resistance here would be insight, because this is
insight.
kind of or resolve. I'm sorry, because
Okay.
mental strain.
Okay. That's way better. It's not good, but it's still way better.
Take 3
Okay.
stress.
Could have gone worse, I suppose. if I got 5 stress from that, then I would be traumatized. And
Yeah, that would have put me in a difficult position.
So
By the way,
I think by this point,
Oh.
I think
is there
that
anybody guarding Farouk and William Kildare, or are they free to sneak away as well?
They're not guarding them per se, so much as like keeping them company, and like someone comes by with some tea and they're like, we've ordered a car be brought around for you, we'll take you to the party proper, don't worry. The estimate, it should be the card should be ready in about 10-15 minutes. Here, relax, let me pour you some tea. Do you need a biscuit, sir?
and I think
that kind of thing. They're not guarding per se, as just being like overly helpful.
Yeah, just tending to it.
Yeah, and I think that by this point, Farouk is probably thinking about how they're sitting in this waiting area when the Circle of Flames library is right there in the building to be perused. And yes, it may make things more difficult for others, but those are others. They'll manage.
Indeed.
So I'll be all. You know, I have an admission to make. I had a suspicion that we might be going to the wrong place, but I was in this conversation the other day where they were where I was talking about the Sephiroth of Gabura in the realm of Messiah, and there were some details that I couldn't quite put my fingers on, and I know for a fact that the library here would be able to cover that, so that at the party proper, I won't, let's say, lose face. I don't suppose it would be possible to just, with you looking on, maybe we could step away for a moment and take a small look through the library? You don't mind, do you?
Well, we're not supposed to let anyone in during the party hours, but, well,
I'll be no trouble at all.
For the illustrious Kildare family, or, yeah, of course.
Very good. We'll make sure.
So yeah, they'll be willing to see you inside, but they will be there keeping an eye on you.
Okay.
No removing the books from the premises, of course. Well,
of course.
With our policies.
So yeah, and I think I will just actually I'll keep an eye out for the hull, but I'm also really interested in looking through.
Just reading all the books.
Oh yeah.
I love this idea. Like the entire plan goes to shit, but Farouk got some books.
As long as it helps us to fill the doom clock.
Perfect. Thinking about doom clocks and clocks, we've been at this for like an hour and a half. Do you want to take a break?
Sure. I can refill my bowl of soup.
Sure.
That sounds sensible.